Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's Beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today, these corked and caged bottles scare the shit out of me because sometimes they're kind of tame and they pour nicely, and sometimes they explode all over the frickin' place. I hope this one does not. This is the 2016 edition of Black Ops from Brooklyn Brewery. Hopefully it hasn't set too long in the bottle for it to be super carbonated, because I got a feeling they add stuff to this. Brooklyn Black Ops Stout aged in bourbon barrels, 100% bottle re-fermented. That's the part that scares me. When they re-ferment it in the bottle, unless it's chilled down immediately after you get the bottle, if it sits in a closet or whatever, room temperature at 70 degrees or more, it keeps on fermenting and it keeps on building carbonation. So these bottles like this just scare the shit out of me for it spewing all over the frickin' place, and I hate that. I really do hate that. Like I said, this was sent to me by Rico, and he writes he purchased it. It was $23. 2016 edition, which means it's got BQE Q4 2016, which means Brooklyn Quarterly Experimental Fourth Quarter of 2016. Released between October and December of 2016, 11.5%. Imperial Stout, aged for 6 months in bourbon barrels. Bottled flat and then re-fermented with champagne yeast. That's the part, that last line, that scares me. Because when they re-ferment this stuff in a bottle, and if it's not chilled down where the yeast quits working, it just keeps building and building and building more pressure, and that's the part that scares me here on these kind of bottles, guys. Corked and caged, re-fermented. I don't know what to expect here, guys. I hope it doesn't spew all over the place. I really do. It makes me want to open it, take it in the kitchen and open it and come back. Because I'm so scared of these re-fermented bottles, especially when they're corked and caged like this. I don't know what to expect. So, and this one sat in the closet for a little while. So the yeast kept working on it. So I am scared here on this one. I don't know what to expect. I know it's going to be a good beer if it don't gush all over the place. Alright, let's see commercial description. So the commercial available version was aged 4 months in bourbon barrels and bottle flat and re-fermented with champagne yeast. They've been doing this beer since 2008. This is the 2016 edition. That's all we need to talk about. I'm sure I don't have the IBUs for this style of beer. I do not. Let's get it open and see what we got. Lord, please don't let it gush all over the place. Corks in pretty tight. That don't always mean anything. Here we go, guys. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way in case it gushes everywhere. Here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Hey, it stayed in the bottle. It stayed in the bottle. Yay! Good. And it's filled all the way up to here. So it didn't give it a lot of headspace for it to do something crazy. Big pop, though. Super big pop. That scares me on these bottles. It really does. I'm kind of nervous when I see that. Alright, into the glass we go here, guys. And since it had a big pop, I'm not going to pour it too aggressive. It says General Chocolate Dessert Digestive. Last year, the pint backer 90 tumbler snifter. I got my favorite snifter. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything crazy, so. It says can be sold for a long period of time. I don't know if I'd want to sell this for 20 years in a closet. You might want to put it into a refrigerator or something to keep it from just getting more and more and more pressure fermenting in the bottle. I'm pleasantly surprised here. Half a finger of head on that pour. A lot of bubbles, even if as dark as it is, reinforcing that head from the side of the glass. It is pitch black, guys. I'm getting absolutely no light. Let's get a nose to it. A little bit of alcohol, not much. Roasted malt, hints of chocolate, bittersweet chocolate. Dark fruit in there, molasses. Smells pretty good. It does smell really, really good. So, fourth quarter of 2016, and this is July of 2017. Yeah, look at it, 6 to 8 months in the bottle. Smells pretty good. Final beer of the evening for me, so let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Thank you, my brother. Still a little hot. I'm still getting that alcohol. Very pleasant, but a little hot. This one would be a great one to stick in the fridge and let it cellar there in the fridge where it's not continuing to ferment and you're going to have a gusher after 5 years or so. That would be my biggest concern on a beer like this. If you're not chilling it down, that the yeast is going to continue to ferment and you're going to get a gusher. But this, if it was a 2012 or a 2010 edition, I probably would have took it into the kitchen and opened it in there. I would have been too afraid that it would have gushed all over the place, unless it had been in the fridge the whole time. Yep. Definitely just still a little bit hot, but you got to realize you're drinking. I'm getting a little bit of bourbon notes now. Wasn't getting them on the nose and on the first drink, but it's right out of the fridge. And it's a great big 750 milliliter bottle. Enough to share. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour her a glass out of this too. We're going to sip on this for a little bit and let it open up, and I'm sure the alcohol notes are going to subside a little bit. So let's do that, and I'll come back and we'll do the final chug on this one. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on for 30 minutes or so. It's up to room temperature. Very pleasant. Very nice. The alcohol has subsided a little bit, or I've got used to drinking it, one or the other. It's opened up now that it's room temperature. Nice roasted malt. Bittersweet chocolate. Hints of caramel, toffee, brown sugar, molasses. Very nice. Very pleasant. Very well made beer. I just think this beer would be a little bit better after it's cellared for a little bit. And like I told you earlier, cellar it in a refrigerator. Don't put it in a closet or something that's 70 degrees where the yeast can continue to work. Because I got a feeling, re-ferment it in a bottle, it's going to keep working. It's going to keep building carbonation. You might have a gusher on your hands. And like I told you earlier, if this had been a 2012 or a 2010 edition, I would have probably took it to the kitchen and opened it over the sink just to keep it from gushing all over the place. It didn't, and I'm so glad that it didn't, but I got a feeling when it's re-fermenting in the bottle, they've added some additional yeast, champagne yeast, to the bottle when it's bottled. And that yeast is going to keep working if it hasn't fermented all the way up. If there's any residual sugars left in the bottle, it's going to eat that up, and it's going to keep growing in carbonation, guys. Just be careful. If you're opening up a bottle that's been sitting on a shelf for a long time and it's several years old, just be aware of that. it could be a gusher. I mean, it had a massive pop, it being as fresh as it is. So I can just imagine something that's been sitting on the shelf for 3, 4, 5, 6 years and not been refrigerated, what you're going to get or what you're going to end up with, and probably a mess. But this is very tasty. Brooklyn does some really tasty stuff. Their Black Note Stout is very tasty, and I got another one in there to re-review. This is very tasty too. So let's do the final chug. Very delicious, a little on the dry side, but still a great beer. Still very, very tasty beer for as fresh as it is and as hot as it is. I'm still getting a little bit of the alcohol, but you got to expect that. The bourbon barrel aging on this and then being re-fermented in the bottle. A great candidate to put in the refrigerator to stop that additional carbonation. And if you got a 2010 or 2012 edition that has not been refrigerated, you've kept it in the closet or somewhere that's 70 degrees or more, just be aware of that. You might want to open it over to the sink in the kitchen to keep it from spewing all over the place. Because I have had that happen before. Not with these guys' beers, but with beers similar to this, that has been re-fermented and been sitting in a closet or on a shelf for a long period of time. So just be aware of that. I think it's a great beer, guys. It's a super tasty beer. Just a little hot to be as fresh as it is. Celery in the refrigerator is what I would recommend. To me, guys, it's an A beer. I am going to give this, it's an A-. I'm going to give this a 92. We'll run over to Beer Advocate, and Beer Advocate says 91. Pretty damn close there. It's an outstanding beer, guys. It really is. Over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.17. That's in their A category also. So it's very tasty. It's A beer all around, guys. It's very, very tasty beer. Just be aware of what I told you. If you got a 2016 and it's been in the fridge, you're probably pretty good. If it's been sitting in the closet for a long period of time since you got it, just be careful. Just be careful. And if it's older than that and it's been in the closet, be very careful. If it's been in the fridge that time, you're probably okay. So like I said, when you put it into a fridge, it's 40 degrees, the yeast stops working. It stops fermenting in the bottle. But if it's sitting on the shelf, 70 degrees or more, that yeast keeps working and it keeps building carbonation, and you get what you get. So, could be a gusher if it's an older beer and not been cellared in a 40-degree refrigerator or something like that. But I enjoyed this. Very, very tasty. Rico, my brother, thank you again, sir. I do appreciate it. You're awesome, my friend. If you had the 2016 edition of the Black Ops, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge.